Welcome to the Old World Research, where we expose some of the most incredible sites in the world. Sites that do not belong in our timeline. Unless, of course, you understand that there was a previous civilization here that was extremely powerful, having technology that would blow our minds. Leptis Magna, located in Libya, where a massive, extremely advanced civilization was busy constructing stone structures. Columns all over the place. A palace. And I don't believe it was thousands of years ago, like we've all been told. I believe that this took place very recently, based on everything that we've seen and everything that we know. And we all know that when they begin to tell us that the city was found in the second half, not the first half, but the second half of the 7th century BC. Roughly 2,700 years ago. Just pinning this date down thanks to the local bush. Like we have shown, these dates are absolutely ridiculous. They are unable to explain construction dates in the 1800s. Yet they know all about the second half of the 7th century BC. 2,700 years ago. No. Where little is known about Leptis during this time. Of course little is known, because in my opinion, this story is fabricated. Simply put, it's story hour for adults. Adults that don't want to look into information for themselves, or just haven't done so yet. We have massive stone columns all over the place. And then we are told that we are evolving and advancing so much that we end up riding around on horses, living in sheds and wiping with our hand again. Evolving from stone and granite palaces all over the place to dirt roads, outhouses, and no electricity. And out of nowhere, the 1800s hit. And every invention that you could ever imagine just starts flying at us. Everything from the phone to the plane, the train, the car, TVs, iPads, computers, you name it. Everything. This narrative is not logical. And we know this now. The previous civilization had all of these things and so much more. And their construction that is left behind for all of us to see proves this. The narratives surrounding these sites are so ridiculous, showing that they are completely made up, because we all point out the flaws in the narrative repeatedly. These sites expose the fact that we are correct, and we are not being told the truth about our history. And there is a clear attempt worldwide to suppress who we are, what we are, and what we are all doing here. When you look at this site and look at what still stands here today, you don't need a narrative to prove anything. You can see for yourself that something is off. You can see that things have been suppressed. Information, sites, including this one today. Why was this not the location that we were all given on day one? Why not? Well, we would 100% start asking questions. We would all ask, why hasn't my town built one of these in the last 100 years? I thought we were all advancing. I thought we were evolving. I thought we were the most advanced civilization to ever live here. Yeah, it is kind of odd that that isn't every single continent in the world. Stone structures that are chiseled perfectly. It is kind of odd that we went back to donkey riding cowboys. Leaking roofs, hammers and chisels, no light bulbs, and bathing in your local pond. Just like we showed in Palmyra, Syria in previous episodes. Libya also gets a palace theater. And again, something happened here in the 1800s, the beginning of our civilization's timeline, where part of the ancient temple was taken from the site and brought from Leptis Magna to the British Museum in 1816. And this is a photo of it. And I'll let you know something. This just might be an excuse as to why there are more columns here in England. And the real stuff was just taken from the site in Libya and never shown to us. It honestly blows my mind that nobody has ever questioned this before. Why hasn't anyone ever read this and said, Yeah, that is kinda odd that they were just going to all these sites within the last 200 years and never before that, all over the world, and taking their stuff and just moving it around to different places in the world. Undocumented, not showing us exactly what was taken, all for research, right? No. Obviously, they're not showing us today everything that was taken, what items were found, and what items they still have. And then you have to ask, why did they need to take it away from the site? Just like we saw in Syria, where they took it to Damascus. They tell us that they needed to move it due to the rough climate. Yet, it was there for thousands of years and doing just fine, hiding our true past. And then telling us that questioning their pathetic, sketchy coded narrative is such a wild thing to do. Not anymore. This was a clear operation taking place within the last 200 years when Italians conquered Italian Libya in the 1900s. Our timeline. They dedicated huge efforts to the rediscovery of Leptis Magna in the early 1930s. Italian archaeological research was able to show again the buried remains of nearly all of the city. Buried remains. The event that wiped out the previous civilization, just like we have shown over and over. An event that melted structures, buried people, buried structures. A mud flood, buried remains. A necropolis was found underneath the Roman theater. Again, there is more going on under the structure than what we can see. The land that we all stand on is not even close to what is really here. We all understand this now, with the tunnels, the catacombs, and the rest. This is incredible. And I'm just gonna blow your mind right now. I'm just gonna step away from this site for a minute and show you that the old world in this topic, this research, is just insane. A 120-mile drive up the coastline, we are given the ancient theater of Sabratha. Yet again, another old world palace theater that of course was abandoned after a fire because the AI throws that into the narrative every single time. A nod showing us that it's not from our timeline, where Italian archaeologists rediscovered the theater in the early 1900s. Yet again, our timeline. Not the 1500s, not the 1400s, not 700 and not 1600s. It is consistently the 1900s or the 1800s when they begin to excavate the theater in 1927. It was no more than a mound of sand and masonry. Let's think about this for a second. Can you even imagine what is underneath all of that sand in Africa? It has to be mind-blowing. Oh, and here's our friends. They've been taking care of this site since 1982. So nice of them. And the place is totally fine, we are told, for centuries. And then as soon as our civilization comes around, yet again, the site goes on the list of World Heritage in danger in 2016. Of course it does, because there's a clear operation to destroy these structures and hide our true past. These sites are not in our textbooks for a reason. Seeing these locations, these sites, these structures, it opens the doors to understanding that the history that we are all given is total nonsense. We are not evolving. We are not advancing. We are as advanced as we are allowed to be. And that's the reality. Now that we have an understanding that this is not a one-off, and there's another one right up the road, we can now go back to the original site, Leptis Magna. Since it's located on the coast, and has been for 2,700 years, we are told, the ruins are now vulnerable due to sea level rise. So for 3,000 years, everything is just fine. And then our civilization starts up, and all of this chaos happens all over the world. Why didn't the oceans rise in 1492? Why not 980? Why not? Why is every situation happening now in our timeline within the last 200 to 300 years? Well, you tell me. Now I'll be clear. I'm not sure if the sea level eventually does switch, because we do see palace-like structures all the time underneath the water. I don't know what this place that we all live is capable of. I don't know what events take place here, like clockwork. I just don't believe that we all show up and out of nowhere, the ruins are now threatened by rising water levels, when this place has been parked beachfront with a great ocean view for 3,000 years, we are told. And in 1520, it was just fine. In 1180, it looked great. But in 1999, we're all worried now that the water's gonna rise. Now, if we go here on Google Earth, we're going to see that there are multiple stage-like structures. And then we also have the old basilica up here at the top. And this thing is absolutely incredible. This place right here, I think I could set up a TP and just look at it for the rest of my life. Wait till you see this. Look at the detailed stonework right over here to the left. And then look over here to the right. And there's something in this picture that I'll revisit later in this episode if you missed it. At this point, we know this was not done by a hammer and chisel community. Whoever built this had incredible tools and incredible training. Let's zoom in on this. Look at the detail with human-like figures with their heads gone. Of course they are. Just so detailed. Even on the sides here. Absolutely incredible. Clearly telling us a story about where they lived and what was going on here. And then this guy's head is also gone. And then he's riding around on a griffin-like animal. And if you're on the fence about the griffin here, I'll keep going. This is so clearly, worldwide, a deliberate attack on the individuals' faces. I believe this is to hide what the people actually looked like before us. I actually feel like this episode has turned into a show and tell at this point. But I feel like this site completely deserves it. I can't believe that this is a place that we can all go and see today. It does not fit in at all. And then we get this statue, where this is clearly a griffin. Hands down, no doubt about it. You even get the wings on the side. So we've seen them in every single continent now. We've seen it in Wisconsin. I believe that's episode 41. We saw it in India. We've seen it everywhere. The griffins were here. A clear connection to the old world, the previous civilization, and the flag of Tartaria. What's better than this? And we are just getting started today. Welcome to episode 99 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. From election time chaos to natural disasters, supply chain shortages, relying on the government to keep you and your family safe during an emergency isn't an option. Hurricane Helene is validation. That's why the wellness company's medical emergency kit is a must-have. Don't take my word for it. Andrea B. said, I bought a Jace case. It's good, but this kit had everything that I really needed. The doctors behind this kit put it all on the line to help educate us. Unlike Jace Case Medical and others, you get 8 prescription medications, which includes 5 broad-spectrum antibiotics, all for less than the competitors with my discount. Plus, you're covered for 2 years on replenishments. And let's not forget, this kit is backed by Dr. Peter McCullough, a true warrior in the fight against medical tyranny. Ordering is easy. Just a few clicks and the kit is delivered straight to your door. By removing the red tape and breaking free from the sick care model, you are in control of your health. Order your medical emergency kit now by heading to twc.health/MLB and use code MLB to save up to $30 plus free shipping. That's twc.health/MLB and use code MLB to save $30 plus free shipping right now. Most guys think that their testosterone is being drained by aging, bad genetics, or maybe even a lack of exercise. But what if I told you that that that's not the case. In fact, the real culprit is something that you're likely eating every day. And here's the shocking part. It's something you've always been told is healthy. This one food has been scientifically shown to devastate testosterone levels, and most men have no idea. It's not junk food. It's not sugar. It's something way more unexpected. And just eating it a few times a week is enough to wreck your testosterone, drain your energy, and crush your motivation. But here's the great news. Cutting this one thing out of your diet could completely transform the way that you feel. Our friends over at V-Shred have seen it firsthand with their clients, and the guys that stopped eating it are now building muscle, burning fat, and feeling more energized than they have in years. It's truly incredible how quickly things can change once you know what to avoid. And V-Shred, the team behind cutting-edge fitness and nutrition strategies, has created a video that reveals exactly what this testosterone-killing food is and why removing it from your diet could be the key to unlocking your body's true potential. So if you want to know what this food is, head over to sculptnation.com/MLB. Again, that's sculptnation.com/MLB and watch the video, or just click the link below. V-Shred's experts break it all down, and this one simple change could make all the difference. Trust me, this is one thing that you don't want to miss. And I want to thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I'll put the link right in the description. And you can use my referral code, MLB. If you click the Tartaria button, you'll see the My Lunch Break playlist right here. The app is awesome. Thank you to Rebecca K, The Lady Lacey Show, David and Sherry Ferguson, Edwin Johnson, Chuck Templeton, Joy Lee, Stephanie Nolan, The Burlesons, Suez KC, Edwin Rice, Helmut, Charles Kruger, Don Gaston, Dan Woodall, Dale, DJ Clicktrack, Edward and Brianna, Jacob Law, Jim Ribley and Christine Duggan, Kyle Glascock, PKTFnews.org, Regna Saturna, Dendries NL, Natalie Shippenoff, Amberson EMC, HK Sue, Melissa Edgar, Biggles, Clayton Lamar, Ultimus Maximus, Noble Task Homestead, John Adams, Roberts O'Zolins, Crypto Scuzo, Rick Tapkey, Blake, Billy Prater, The Phoenix Art, The Arnolds, Attila Power, VKH Bonner, Bell's Clarions for God, Forbidden Gecko Love, Justin Grobner Grubb, Leah Strong, Peter Batani, Dakota Dunn, Eric Martinez, Ivan Apoctoli, Jim Bro, EdgarT-shirts.com, Meta, Jason Hochberg, Marie C, ValleyMedicinals.com, Kyle Logan, Alina and Chris the IT guy, Ron Mower, David and Irene, Michael Dingyu, Patriot Armory, Tom O'Hara, Michael D. Connor, William Royal, C3SCOB, Ancient Tallow, Jeffrey Temple, SonyaDane.com, James Alt, Bucksui, Jason Prest, Suki Warrior, We the People, Migs, Miss Rex's Murphy, Mark Chapman, Muji and DeClan, Ariana Oates, Jenica Joyce, Nathan Burba, Ski, Codrenth, The Sovereign, Beacon of Truth, Liberty's Arborist, Thomas Thorpe Peterson, Zinger Coffee and Tea, Natasha C, K Moore, DevlinMcGregor.com, Miss Fox, Diamond Jewel, David Rauschenbach, Emily Maryland, Felipe, Curious Cat, Mike D, etc., Dan McGee, Lori Hedvig Johnson, Terry, Paraplegic Coffee, Avatars of Gaia, Secrets Beyond Earth, Ellie Annie, Ivan Apoctoli, Seth Craigo, D Woods, Glenn Gunderson, Mousie's Mouse Cheese Records, James Vincent, Robert's Brain is Gone, Extreme Reality Check, Anna and Marley Valdez, Shane Dennis, Wayne T, Late for Dinner, Wanakar Camo, Paolo Goncalves, Dax Bilchek, Appeal to Heaven, G Power, Lisa Boutwell, Papa One, Frizz Tickle, Dr. Mom, Hen Patriot, Doc Halo, Henry's Mom, Vince Moreno, Shiba Shaba in the Darkness. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a lot. So we just saw that there's a Griffin. Well, not just one Griffin, there are two. Another one right here next to it. I am absolutely shocked that they allowed those to be seen by us today. I think we've seen enough depictions and evidence to this point, worldwide, that these Griffins were here 100%. I don't think that the people of Africa were randomly depicting griffins, while at the same exact time, without cell phones, we have the same depictions over in other continents of griffins. Clearly, this animal was here and was very important. So revisiting this picture, the one I talked about earlier, you can see now what is in the middle at the top. We have the griffins looking over this place. Going over here, can anybody tell me what this says? Or has it been destroyed too much at this point? Or check this thing out. If you're a master translator, let me know what this says and I'll post it in the future. With more just destroyed and chopped in half. And then set over here nicely. Like it just randomly fell like that. Perfectly on top of those planks of wood. No. And then check this out. Clear depictions of angels right here at the bottom. We have now seen this depiction way too many times in too many locations for it to simply be dismissed as mythology. This is a depiction of what they knew about the world, in my opinion. We've seen angels and demons depicted underground in stone structures over in Italy while constructing a road. Another angel right here. And again, I personally believe that these were depictions of the world that they all lived in, the world that they knew. And I don't believe that this was thousands of years ago. I believe that this was the world that was here a few hundred years ago. Adding the 1,000 years pushes us further away from the truth. And a massive reset took place, reinstalling all of us through orphan operations, great fires in every city to destroy the old world's work and restart this operation, placing us back in bonnets, parking Seabiscuit the horse out front of the market to bring home jam for supper. Again, take a look at this depiction. How many angels can you see? Am I missing any? I see 1, 2, 3, and 4 up here. Continuing up this thing, look at this. We have a centaur, or in other words, a horse guy, with a giant baby angel riding around on a lion. So it's no wonder they didn't start this place off in History 101. And then this column looks like they just shaved every single one of those faces right off the side, all the way up. Oh, it's just from weathering. The weathering just attacks the faces, not the body and not the arms and not the legs. No. What an incredible location. A location that I'm so glad thousands of us will never forget. And like I've shown, there are multiple sites within this land layout. We also have the Temple of the Septimii, where they have this depiction, where their legs look like snakes. Who the heck were these beings? And again, inside the museum, so many things clearly found at this site that would depict a very different history than what we've all been told. So why should the depictions that are found at the site in stone, marble, and granite, why should these depictions be less trusted than what somebody that was born in 1930 wrote inside of a book about this site? I believe that we have it completely backwards for far too long. Again, my personal trust goes towards the stone structures that were depicted at the site, rather than some guy that was born in 1930, writing all about it and telling me what to think. Again, insane detail with their heads all gone, completely hiding the past. Same thing here. It looks like they just took a saw and took the head right off these statues, as well as the arms in some cases, because they were most likely holding something. I was waiting for somebody to say this in the comments, but I'm just going to say it at this point. They possibly had more fingers than we do today. 2 Samuel 21:20. And there was yet a battle in Gath, where was a man of great stature, that had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes. Now these episodes are all possible and brought to you every single week because of our badge members, our Patreons, and every single subscriber. This information is being shown to thousands of people every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time because of all of you and everyone who likes the episodes. I am very thankful for all of your support, and we are just getting started. We are also over on X, Instagram, TikTok, Rockfin, of course YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. So this site is home to multiple palace stages, like we have shown. And like we have shown, it holds this massive arch where there are angels all over it. It's just art, of course. And remember, Johnny Boy wrote all about it in 1947. He told us that it's all myths and there were no angels. There weren't actually angels. Why don't you try picking up a textbook once in a while? Angels all over this thing. You can also see that massive sections of the depiction have been removed. This whole area down here has been cleaned up nicely. Same thing up here at the top. And then again on the left. This statue's head is literally sawed off perfectly. I'm not sure how much clearer it can get. That they don't want us to see what was here before us. They don't want us to know. Hammers and chisels and Donkeys Incorporated, your stone, granite, and marble shipping company. Established in 2023 BCE. Rain, snow, or shine, that palace would get done. And before I forget, if you're interested in more information on the angels helping construct the old world, we have episode 75 and episode 91, where we go into great detail on this subject. Now, this place also holds the hunting baths. Again, this was found and cleared in 1932 to 1933. And just look at them. They look so different than what we're used to seeing from the past. They really look like they were constructed in the 1930s, not found then. If I had to take a guess, I would say that this has been restored by our civilization after they found them, at least the exterior. And then the chairman of the Department of Archaeology of Libya lets us know that the decision was taken to restore the hunting baths. So they have restored it. Now, what is this anyway? Supposedly constructed in the year 145. On the dot. I feel like at that point they definitely could have gave us a month. Why stop at 145? Tell us the day and the time. It was 11:14 a.m. in the year 145. On a sunny day, not a cloud in sight. And the hunting baths were being constructed. 145. Amazing. What a joke. Used for hygiene, relaxation, and a place for social interaction, and some business meetings in 145 AD. Just swinging some deals in the back. Some corn for some cabbage. There were some great business deals getting done in the baths. Now, let's check out the inside. All of this being buried under our feet until the early 1900s, our timeline. We have found so many things throughout the first 99 episodes that are under our feet. We have found incredible sites, locations that have been hidden for far too long and are now being shared with so many people. Now that we're about to head into episode 100 next week, I just want to say thank you all again. This has been life-changing all around. I look forward to researching this topic and sharing what I'm able to find, the best way that I know how. Since starting this channel in my car, on my lunch break, I never thought that from my car we would be sitting here today, about to hit 100 episodes. Now having a great operation, now having an entire team here, all to bring this research to life every single week. Our team here now is awesome. We're now able to find a new location or topic, gather all the information and expose it to the world so much faster because of all of you. We have added people that have so much knowledge. We have found so many clues over the first 99 episodes, patterns within the narrative. Everything from fires to the catacombs, AI narratives, hiding depictions of the past, angels, tunnels, griffins, hidden maps, caves, and the rest. And we're just perfecting this research as we go along, using what we know and taking it even further, gaining more and more people that have different skill sets and adding them to the table. I know that we're just getting started, and I look forward to sharing the next 100 episodes with you all. Let's grow this YouTube channel and this community and get it over 200,000 subscribers. There are so many more locations that I cannot wait to share. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll be back next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 100. I'll see you all then.